Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Happy Hour with Nui. I'm Indra Nui, CEO of Pepsi, and I'll be your host for this evening. Tonight's show will include information about companies within the soft drink industry. For decades, the brands Coca-Cola and my brand Pepsi have been recognized by just about everyone for their delicious drinks. However, as of recent, we have seen more concern raised by our consumers due to the health concerns about our sugary drinks. So, with that said, our first guest of this evening is CEO of Dr. Pepper, Larry D. King, and he's going to give his input. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
So, considering the political, environmental factors and all that, which factor do you think is the most important right now to this industry?
Looking at the steep analysis of the soft drink industry, I think the most important, as we're talking right now, is the socio-cultural. And I think that's mostly because the soft drink industry is so global. It really depends on the companies of where to sell, how to sell, and what they're selling exactly. So consumer opinion obviously makes a big difference. And as you said in the introduction, lately consumers have been wanting more healthier drinks, and that's playing a huge role in what we're doing at Dr. Pepper. And so what we're doing now is putting more money into research and development to determine more recipes for more healthier options, including sparkling juices, flavored waters, and such. So I believe the social cultural aspect is definitely the most important.
Sounds good. I like where your company's headed. Thanks for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, our second guest of the night is Ben Fegenson, the CEO of Fago.
Yeah, Fago! How's it going?
Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
So
Is this
Ben,
me officials?
Go for it.
Alright, then.
So Ben, considering bargaining power and
Sure.
the buyers, suppliers, stakeholders, what do you think is most important to the soft drink industry?
Great question, Brooke.
Indra.
It's Indra. Sorry, Indra. Definitely when it comes to the soft drink industry, I'd definitely say stakeholders and buyers have an influence on it. Sorry, I was a little parched. When it comes to that, I mean, with the stakeholders, with the buyers, those are usually the restaurants, local chain stores around, and also just individual customers. They have a huge pull within the market. A lot of the drinks you see nowadays are really similar. Like now you see my drink Fago. It's very similar to the Coca-Colas, the Pepsis, et cetera, et cetera. With that being said, these companies that are bigger, they need to make sure that they are being competitive with their prices, but not being too competitive, because when they do that, they lose market share, and then people stop buying their products, and that's when, like I said, they lose their market share, revenue, and stuff like that. They can't really grow as well, and their brand image gets damaged as well. So I would definitely say they have the most pull when it comes to it. Suppliers, those are usually the people that make the bottles. Those are really easy to switch from for every company, so they don't really make that big of a difference. So when it comes to it, stakeholders and the buyers for sure make a difference. So
Chug the beer.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming on our show. That's all we have time for. I'll see you next time on Happy Hour with Nui. All right, and for our next guest, we have the current CEO of Coca-Cola, Muhtar Kent. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, Muhtar, tell me about the current threats to the industry.
Well, I see about 3 big threats for the soft drink industry. The first one is probably the least major one. It's the threat of new entrants. So the soft drink industry is very saturated. There's a lot of big competitors, a lot of long-going rivalries. One between you and myself, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. They've been in the industry for hundreds of years, and basically own about 70% of the market share, over 500 brands combined. And new entrants usually have a difficult time seeing success in the soft drink industry. Another one I'd say is basically the rivalry between you and myself, between Pepsi and Coke. So overall, Pepsi usually beats us in sales, but when it comes to earnings, we usually surpass you guys. You guys win in the sales because you guys sell more than just beverages, while we're stuck in beverages. You guys do food products too, but just due to our sheer size, we do come out on top at the end. And then the last threat I'd see would be substitutes. Iced tea, water, coffee, things like that, energy drinks, sports drinks. And we've had a lot of difficulty with soft drinks just because of the health crazes that have begun in the last couple decades. But usually Pepsi and Coke, they usually buy up those companies. Like they own Aquafina, Dasani, Powerade, things like that. So That's what I think about the threats, basically.
Interesting. Well, I look forward to seeing where the future will take our companies. Thanks for coming on our show. All right, and for our last guest of the night, we have soft drink enthusiast and the new CEO of Coke, James Quincy.
How's it going? Yeah, it's nice
Nice
to be
to meet
on.
you.
Yeah.
So, enthusiast, tell me what you know about the history of the industry.
Well, I'll give you a little fun fact right away. You know, in the 1300s, guy in England actually made the very first chaser in 1265, and it was made out of lemon and cream of tartar. So, mix that with your rum. That's a sweet drink. But just kind of jumping into from the past to the future. The industry has struggled quite a bit. When I look forward to taking over in May, we will make our changes. But the industry as a whole, I just think that people have gotten so afraid of soft drinks because a lot of sugar, not healthy. You got a lot of health conscious people, and we just kind of need to change that. And if we want to, make a difference in it, we've actually teamed up with Cargill. And Cargill, has made stevia, which is a sugar substitute. And I think the industry as a whole can change a lot, and we could actually get a reboot because they've had a decline the last 11 years. To have a reboot, if we can, change the sugar but not lose the taste, which would be sweet because a lot of people don't like diet or zero Coke drinks because they think that it's going to taste like crap. And that's kind of like comparing like our business model with that of Pepsi's. Is I don't really know why I chose to wear this today. I can barely see anything, but we'll keep this interview going. But just kind of looking at us and Coca-Cola, or us and Pepsi, is that Pepsi has had the edge on us the last several years because we've been stuck in the beverage industry, and as Pepsi has gone into breakfast foods, the salty chip industry, and have thrived in those, and without being in the beverage industry, that is where we have seen our downfall. So, the industry, as I said, going back to it, it's going to really depend if we can get sugar substitutes as the real kicker, and then actually, convince people and market it the right way that, the sugar that's going to be added to the drinks will actually taste pretty good. And then you will all have your delicious little chasers with a little captain. And so, yeah.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for your insight. I look forward to where you'll take the company.
Yeah, nice to meet you.